Yo, let's go. Come on in. And as you coming in, make sure you share this out and add about 3 people, bring your people with you. And while you with it, throw some love, hit that love heart for your boy. Show your boy some love because we got something special, of course, for you. Y'all know how Grind Time Live do it. We play no games around here. And I'm gonna talk about that a little bit, but chill. Come on in. Like I said, as you coming in, make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you add, do what you gotta do to get your people on here, because we got, of course, something special for you. But yo, I love this show. I love this show, and they say, why do I do it? Why do I keep doing it? Because God said so. Because God told me to do it. So who am I to say no? But yo, it's too many beautiful stories and too many nuggets to not be shared with the world. But I gotta ask you, have you cleansed your body today? Have you cleansed your body today? If you haven't, it's time for you to stop playing. Stop playing with your health. Stop playing with your people. You got people counting on you. Whether you know it or not, there's somebody looking for you. There's somebody counting on you. This is one of the ways that you can make sure that you're here, that you're gonna be here. You're gonna add longevity. We don't claim to cure, mitigate any diseases. We don't make any miracle claims. We don't claim any of that medical stuff. But like the church say, between Jesus and this tea. And this is that tea. This is the instant version. Right here, I usually do my favorite, but when they all so good, it doesn't matter which flavor you do, because they're all just that good, and they all work just great, so it don't matter. But today I'm doing tropical punch and I'm doing watermelon, because like I say, I love them all. I can literally say that and not just be speaking up. And I don't say it just because this is one of my products. I say it because I use this myself, as you see. But yo, go on, continue to get your people in. Get them on here. You want them here today. But I'm finna go on and mix up my other favorites. And we finna get this going, because you already know what time it is. Let go.
Time to rise and shine, hit the grind, ain't no way I'm falling behind. Every dollar earned is a step to align. Mr. Grind Time, watch how I redefine. Hustle hard, never make it back. This is where legends are made, that's a fact. This is Grind Time Live, we reaching for the sky. Money's on the line, gotta hustle, can't lie. Living for the now while we aim to fly high. Together we'll rise, let ambitions amplify. This is Grind Time Live, we reaching for the sky. Money's on the line, gotta hustle, can't lie. Living for the now while we aim to fly high. Together we'll rise, let ambitions amplify. Total life changes, gotta push through the pain. Health over wealth, but we still stacking gains. Motivation in my veins, driving me insane. Never satisfied, I forever remain. The clock's ticking, can't waste a beat. Every move I make, I'm feeling the heat. This is Grind Time Live, we reaching for the sky. Money's on the line, gotta hustle, can't lie. Living for the now while we aim to fly high. Together we'll rise, let ambitions amplify. So step to the climb, let's chase with a dream. Mr. Grind Time, building a team. This is Grind Time Live, we reaching for the sky. Money's on the line, gotta hustle, can't lie.
There we go, there we go, there we go. That's how you get it hype with it. And then, like I say, welcome to the hottest new podcast gracing your screen. This is Grind Time Live. I'm your boy Gary T, aka Mr. Grind Time at your service. But yo, I gotta say this. You wanna know why I call it the hottest new podcast gracing your screen? It's not even about me. It's not even about Mr. Grind Time, even though you know Mr. Grind Time hot. But no, it's about my amazing guests that God keeps blessing me with. Because, like we always say, somebody needs your story. Somebody needs you. You know. So that's what it is. But I gotta say this. Y'all know I'm a part of this amazing family called Total Life Changes. I gotta tell you, if you've been around the business, if you've been around us for any amount of time, I'm almost sure you've heard this name before. If not, actually felt her vibe, her spirit, because she has a glow about her that, I mean, it just draws you in. And a smile to match. So, you know, when you got that combination, you know it's gonna be something special. But say we got this queen coming on tonight. Right? If you've been around here long enough, you've heard the name Delphine Hooker. I know you've heard that name before. Because she's been around a little while, but like I say, it's the vibe, it's the glow that she brings, and she's just such an amazing person. And I'm gonna stop talking about her, and I'm gonna see if it actually added her, because y'all know Facebook be hating on me. Queen Delphine, you there?
I'm here. Can you see me?
Give me a second. I'm trying to see something. I got my other phone on. You know, it lagged behind. Yep.
I can't
I just
see
wanted to make
you, but I hear
sure.
you.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. For some reason, lately, Facebook has been, when I've been doing the split screen live, it
Uh-huh.
I can see myself, but I can't see my guest, and vice versa with my guest. But the only thing about it is the audience can see both of us,
Both
so
right.
it's all good.
Instagram was doing that too for a minute. So
Oh, okay, okay. It's just the devil trying to stop us, you know. But
that's it.
you can't stop.
Can't
You
stop
can't
what God
stop what.
created. So
You better say
Mhm.
it. But how you doing today, Queen?
I am blessed. How are you? Thank you, Sylvester. I
You know
am
what they say?
absolutely blessed. I am grateful that you actually asked me to be on here.
What? I can't believe it. I mean, you know you. Come on now. You knew I was going to get to you as soon as I could get to you. Everybody
Well, I
know Delphine
appreciate it.
Hooker. Come on now. How many lives have you touched over the years? You don't
I
even know.
I can't even say it. It's been a lot. It's been a lot.
Exactly.
I have, you know, off and on. I've been TLC off and on. I've never left the company. I haven't always promoted the company because other things happen in life. Of course, life happens, right? And when I made the move to Arizona, everything kind of slowed down. And I kept saying, you know, I'm gonna leave TLC. And I was like, nope,
Mm,
something keeps holding me here, and that's got to be God because to me, when something's over, it's over, right? But
Gotcha.
TLC, I'm still here.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha. Well, you know what? Since I see you, you know, you ready to go, you ready to tell your story. So we're going to go on and get into it. I always start the podcast off with this one question. When it comes to TLC for you, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Was it the amazing products that got your attention, or was it like the amazing business opportunity that got you to join this family?
it was the business opportunity because I had never heard of TLC. And my sister in Memphis was in Detroit one year, and she was at my other sister's house, and we're sitting there just talking. And she's like, I need you to join this business with me. I said, nope, I'm not doing any more businesses. I've tried them. They don't work. You need people, and people don't have a mindset to change what they need. And I said, I'm
Mm.
not doing it. She's like, no, sis, no. It's some good products. I just need you to. I was like, nope. She said, I'll put you in. I was like, nope. and and then she said, you get paid up to 5, at that time, it's 5 different ways. And I was like, huh? I said, well, they say you're supposed to have at least 7 streams of income. So my thing was, well, that I work for 4, and this would be my second. But if I hit all those levels that you're talking about, that means that's extra streams of income, right? So I was like, you know what? Okay, let me go ahead and get started. And she signed me up that night.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And that's how it be though. I mean, you'll fight it. You'll fight it. I mean, our CEO did the same thing. He was like, no, no, no.
Right.
But when you just got to hear the one thing that gets your attention. And she said the 5 streams of income. Yeah, that's on top of all the other
Absolutely.
streams of income she got. Cause y'all know she be on her grind.
Yes, I have to.
That's
I
what's
asked,
up. That's
I asked God years ago to let me be an entrepreneur. And it's funny that you're doing the podcast, and I know you retired from truck driving. And when I was a little girl, I wanted to be a truck driver.
really.
I did. I used to see those pretty trucks going up and down the highway. And whenever we traveled and they had the lights on at night, and I was like, that is just the most amazing thing I saw. And I said, I'm gonna be a truck driver one day. And that was my goal for a long time. And then I just got into the work habit and kids, and it was just like, you know what, I should have got on the truck. But I never did. But I used to love the road though. So
Yeah. Oh, definitely. You definitely gotta love the road if you plan on doing that, because oh yeah, that's why I had to give it up after 10 years of being gone a lot. And like I said, I got 2 daughters, and it just got to be where I'm like, you know what? I can't work my business like I want to. I can't be in
right.
my daughter's life like I want to. So you know what? I give that up, and I'm just gonna do this.
Yep. And that's how
That's
it is
what,
sometimes.
definitely, definitely. Hmm. So what you sipping on tonight? You sipping on anything?
No, I actually have my waters downstairs. That's all I usually have on me. I have my brewed tea, but I haven't made it anymore. I got to make this pack tonight. But
Mm,
this is my favorite all-time product is the brewed tea. I like the other teas. They're awesome. They're amazing. I have the lemonade. I can't drink the lemonade too much because of the sinus. But this brewed tea and this lemonade, Arnold Palmer, it is really good together. But I usually sip on my brewed tea, but I don't even have none made right now.
yeah, and that's the one I usually drink always on my live is my Arnold Palmer. I call it the AP Plus because it's the Arnold Palmer, but it has all them extra benefits.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, so we got something in common right there, but that ain't the only thing we got in common. I've seen your like say your spiritual journey. I've seen how basically God works through you. And like I say, I started this podcast because God told me to. I joined this company because God led me here.
Amen.
I feel you're on the same level as that because you have your stuff, but things line up a certain way for a certain reason for a reason.
Right.
And that's what I got from you. And mm,
Yeah. When I first got into TLC, it was me working, working, working. God has always been there. I've always, believed in God, and I always knew God had a plan for me. But it was like work, 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 work. But in the back of my mind is always you need to be an entrepreneur. You need to work for yourself because that was my thing. I see my mom, she worked hard at GM, and she was a single mom for years. And after her, my dad divorced, and then she got remarried. Then they got a divorce, years later. It was mom and the girls, mom and the girls. So where mom, if the car broke down, She put it in the garage, and guess what? She took it apart. She's a machine repairman
Mm.
at General Motors. She was actually the first female black. Um, um, I know what it is. A machine repairman at GM in
Okay.
1979 when they first entered, letting females actually work on machines. And so
Mm.
she was the first one. And so I was like, wow, mom, that's awesome. But we had to tear cars apart. And I sat there and I looked and I looked and I looked, and she's like, dang, I forgot what part goes next. I said, it's this one, then this one, then this one. She's like, you know, my eyes. I've always paid attention. And God gave me those eyes to, put stuff in order. And a lot of times we get out of order because it's in our own doing. And I took this road to work, 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 and then God brought TLC into my life. And I was at work. We couldn't be on our phones at work. But on Fun Friday, your girl was on there. A couple times I got in trouble, but I was on there getting them deals and I was posting and I was, because it was fun. It
Yeah.
was fun. It was Friday, my last day of work. But TLC just brought in the light to where I could actually, while I'm at work, have fun. And then I turned that fun into work fun. And so
Yeah.
TLC has been a part of my life for almost 10 years now.
Oh, it's been that long. I knew you've been there a while, but I didn't realize it had been that long.
Yeah. I started to get out a few years in, and I had a team for over 50 people. We built,
Mm.
and a lot of them were working, 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 and then all of a sudden it just fell off, And my mom's pastor, Pastor Bernadette Smith, out of Grand Rapids, she called me one day. She said, I see you have these products. And their daughter, they're homeschooling their youngest daughter. And she said, she's just gaining weight and she's getting her self-confidence is not up there and she's only 15. Can she take these products? I said, yeah. And at that same day she called me, TLC had an event in Detroit at home office.
Mm.
And I went and I said, you know what? I always tell John and Jack, I said, look, I can't stay. I got to go to work. But they had it early enough to where I could show up. And that is the key, is showing up. Because if you don't show up for you, you don't show up for nobody else. And so the
That
key
part.
was for me to show up. And I showed up and they had the kits on sale, and I was like, dang, I need the kit. I need the kit. I want to get the kit, but I gotta go. And he wasn't doing the kit until 2 o'clock.
Mm.
And that day, he said, you can get the kit. So I went in the office. I said, I can get the kit, but I gotta go. And she set it up. She rung it up. And as I left, um, I went home. I changed my clothes, and I headed to work. On before I got home, she called me. Pastor Bernadette called me, and she said, "Do you have anything that can help her and help motivate her?" I said, "We have the brewed tea, and kids can take the tea." Now, she's 15, so I recommend she drink at least 8 ounces a day. And I said, you know what I'll do? I said, I got these 2 kits. I'm going to give you one. She said, no, I'll pay for it. I said, no, I'm going to gift you one. I said, you let me know how it works. Now, I'll tell you, this is this is the power of God working with
Yes.
TLC. She got that kit on a Sunday. I mailed that kit out. She got it on a Sunday. A lot of times UPS and stuff, they wasn't running on Sundays. Now they run around the
Yeah.
clock. But she got her kit on a Sunday. And I was like, you heard it, guys. She called me up. She said she got the kit. Can you talk to her? And I talked to her. I said, Eden, I said, now I'll walk you through making the tea and have mom help you. I know you're old enough to do it. I'll walk you through making the tea. I said, drink this amount a day. And I said, and every morning, do your vitamin. Do a tablespoon of vitamin. I said, or do a half a cup, a capful of your vitamin. I got the instant right now, but I said do a half a cup. That's before we had the instance. I said do a half a cap of your vitamin. I said, and do your NRG. I don't want you doing 2 NRGs. You can do 2, but you're too young to do 2. So I want you to
Yeah.
do 1. I said, just to see how it affects you. It'll give you energy in the morning. It'll motivate you. It'll stimulate your brain. It'll clear out the cobwebs and the fog, and it'll have you stride in the right path, right? So she said, okay. She's okay. When I tell you, to this day, this young lady, Started going to the store. I said, you got to cut out your sugars and your junk. I said, you can still have those things, but in moderation. Guess what
Yeah.
she did here? She said, I don't want to do the sugar.
Mm.
She go to the store and she look on the back of the things while her and mom was grocery shopping. She said, Mom, this has sugar. I can't have this. She pick up this. She said, Mom, this has sugar. I can't have this. She started researching for
Yes.
using TLC products. She started researching every product before she went to the store. She made a list of her groceries that she can have that she liked. And that's what she got. And when I tell you this young lady has lost weight and she still does that, and she looks beautiful. She's graduated now. She graduated 2 years ago, and so that's how long ago this was. But it was like I was like, wow. I said, she's doing what? And her mom called me back. She said, thank you. She said because that turned her around. And sometimes that's
Mm.
what God needs, one person to say, you got this. And she said, I don't want to talk to her about it because she's a little shy. I want you to talk to her. I said, no problem. So I talked to her because I know Eden, and I talked to her and I just encouraged her. And sometimes with a product, that's all you need. Before you get the product, that's all you need. You need one person to give you an encouragement to say, you got this, you can do this. Guess what are you going through? I went through that, or so and so went through that. Because a lot of people think they're alone. And
Yeah.
when these products get in your hand, if you don't know how to do them, guess what? You're still alone. So I
Yeah.
encourage anybody that's doing TLC, don't put it in their hands. Walk them through it, show them how to do it, give them the lifestyle that you have from it, and it turns out for the best.
Message. Now that's why they call total life changers distributors life changers.
Absolutely.
Just by her, you know, putting that little nugget into that young lady's life, giving her those products, it totally jump started her whole health journey.
Hmm.
And that's what it's all about. That's what we are here for. That's what we do. We're here to help you. And like I say, y'all wonder why I got Miss Delphine on here. It's not only because it's, you know, Women's History Month, but it's her vibe, it's her spirit. And she has that spirit just as she loves to help. She loves to, bring people up. And as y'all see from just that was just wonderful stories. I bet you in 10 years she got over 1,000.
Wow.
Mother.
Yes, I have my own because mine has been an up and down battle with the sciatic nerve. And
Mm.
years ago, I wish they hadn't got rid of the stem cells in the what drops the Pro Shot. But people didn't understand when I tell you, when you get in TLC or when you get in any company, research, do your research. Yeah, you're getting it for the money most of the time. But when you start taking it, because I'm telling you, when I first got in, I couldn't stand the taste of vitamin. I have to be transparent. I could not. I said, "Oh, that's just nasty." I was like, "I'm not doing that," because that's what my sister started me on. What's the vitamin? I was like, "That's just awful." And I said, "But it's just vitamin, but it's just awful." I said, "I got to drink it." So I did it for a minute. In my first bottle, I drank maybe 3 times out of it. I poured some out in the cap. I measured it. I sent it to my mom. I said, Mom, can you try this for me and see how it works for you? And that's my thing. Let somebody else try and give me their feedback. I give stuff away for you to give me your feedback. And so when I reached back out to Mom, I said, Mom, did you take the? She said, yeah, when I remember to take it, and like we said, we make no medical claims. But she said her arthritis didn't flare up as bad.
Mm.
She wasn't as stiff in the morning, I should say. She did her NutriBurst in the morning, and then she got consistent. She noticed she wasn't as stiff when she got up in the morning. I was like, awesome, Mom, awesome. I said, okay. I know I had arthritis in my knees, right? So, okay, how are you going to take this vitamin? It's just a vitamin. You know you need it. What are you going to do? I put in my orange juice.
Orange juice.
I said,
Yes.
okay. Yeah, I said, don't taste too bad. I can drink it in the orange juice. And one day I had some papaya juice at home. I put in the papaya juice. I said, okay, now I can't even really taste it. It's really good. So now I'm excited, right? I'm excited for me. I'm like, you know what? I can do this. I can do this. And so I started doing that. One day, after doing that for a few weeks, right? Guess what I did? I was running late. I had no juice. I said, I have to be consistent. I got to take my vitamin. I took a shot. I said, hey, that wasn't too
Wasn't
bad
that
because my
bad?
taste buds got used to it. And that's where we miss out on a lot of things because we don't let our taste buds get used to something that's good for us, right? And so I started doing that and I said, you know what? They say be a product of the product. That's all I would hear. Be a product of the product. I said, what are they talking about? Be a product of the product. I take my products, but I wasn't consistent. Once I became consistent, because they said they worked, and I said my mom said she had no stiffness. Okay, I'm gonna be a product of the product. I'm gonna do my own products. So finally, I started doing that, and the knees, I can go up and downstairs. Now, Gary, I'm telling you, this story may gross you out, but I got to tell it because this is a
Tell it.
testimony
Tell
for
it.
somebody, right? I had made me a brew tea. I had my NutriBurst. I had my NRG. I had my Stem Sense. I had my Chichuri. I had my Chaga, and I had my Ganto, and my hair, skin, and nails. I had all these products at home. I went to a conference in Houston, the first conference I ever went to. Go to a conference. If you've never been, go to a conference because you get nuggets from just listening to people's story. And I sat there and I had all these products at home. I wasn't taking them. Honest truth. I was not taking them. Because guess what I did, Gary? I got in for the money. But I can't tell you about the products if I don't try the products, right? So I
That
said,
part.
you know what? I said, you got to think smart, girl. Come on, think smart. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you got to do it a different way. And so I'm at this conference. Like you said, Gary, it takes one person. I met this lady named Miss Faye. And guess what I was ordering, Gary? After the conference, we sitting there in the hotel. We ordered pizza. We at a health conference, we ordered pizza, because it was kind of late and I'm like, I'm hungry and I need to eat. And so me and my sister, we ordered pizza. And so we're sitting, well, I'm downstairs waiting on this pizza. And this other lady was in the lobby waiting on her husband. And she said, how you doing? And I had messed up my finger. And she said, how did you do that? I said, well, I kind of pulled it at work. And so they had to bandage it up because I almost broke it. And I damaged the nerve, pulled it apart. And so we got to talking about that. She said, well, have you did the tonic? I said, the TLC got a tonic? I don't know about because I'm always in my back office. And always go to your back office, people. Check your back office, research it, learn it, all of that. And so I'm in my back office. I said, I've never seen a tonic in the back office. She said, oh, no, no, no. We made up one for my mom because no medical claims again. They said she had cancer. And I said, oh, I'm so
Mm.
sorry to hear that. And she was like, that was a year ago. She said, I gave her Gano, Chaga, Chichui
Mm.
twice a day. Twice a day in the brew tea and in the NutriBurst. I said, okay. And she said, I had her do that every day. When she went back to the doctor, they couldn't find anything. She said her doctor is a faithful man. He's a God-fearing man. But he
Yes.
couldn't believe it. They had her in
Yes.
there for 3 hours checking her blood and testing her. The doctor, he was just dumbfounded. He's like, I don't understand. She said,
Mm.
he said that was when she was 78. She's 79 now. She said she's always been a size 22. She's 18. I was like, what? I can lose that much weight. So now I'm really geeky. So I'm saying,
Yes.
okay, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And I'm like, okay. I said, I have these products at home. I said, I've never did them. I started on like a couple pills, and I'm not a pill person. I said, let me just, see how this is gonna work. Her husband comes downstairs. He said, what's taking you so long to come up? She said, I've been talking to this young lady, and I told her about the tonic. Look at my husband. He's a diabetic. He
Mm.
couldn't take past his driving test. He started on the chichui and the stuff she gave her mom. He was able to focus. His eyes came into clear vision to where he's able to pass his test. And he was over 200 pounds. He was down to 179.
Yes.
And I said, no medical claims at all. And I'm like, no, because if you find something, if you go to the grocery store and you pick and you go through the medical aisle and you say, okay, let me try this, let me try this, let me try this. They're not making medical claims. You're just trying something to see if it works for you.
Yep.
And it worked for them. And I was like, wow. I said, let me go home and try these for myself. I'm in pain. My back hurts. My knees hurt. So what is it going to hurt for me to try these products together? Because I didn't think I could try them all together. So I said, she said, I can try them all together. I'm going to try them all together. Gary, I tried them all together. And I sat there and my body started just really hurting. I had rashes. I had a rash here, the same rash on my ankle. My lip broke out. I was like, okay, no, this is not right. I can't do this. I said, something wrong. I said, they lied. I said, I cannot take these together. And I went to another event in Detroit. It was a 2-day event, and they had it at downtown at the Radisson. I think it was the Radisson Hotel. And I said, let me go. One of the ladies at work wanted to go. She was curious about the business. And so I said, well, I'm going to go. I'll just walk around like this. And so I got there. And I met a couple of people, and I was like, and I was there. She said, why you got your hand? I said, because my mouth broke out. I was taking these products. She said, you're fine. You're beautiful. I said, no, I'm not. I said, so I'm walking around like this most of the day. And I heard this lady named Rose from the Amish community. She had a friend that was going through some things, and she gave her the same products I was taking, except for she added the stem cells. And she said, I told her, keep taking that, keep taking it, keep taking it, no matter how much pain you're in. She said, when she said Gary, her mouth broke out. I said, wait a minute, that's what mine did. See, stories link, and we forget that they link when you use
Yep.
these products because you don't hear about other stories all the time. So when
Yep.
I heard that, I put my hand down. I was like, wow, I'm still taking notes. I said, I can't take a picture of it because, Amish, you can't film them.
Mm.
So I said, that's all right. I took all the notes. But at the end, she said, I asked her one question because she had lumps in her breast. She's asked her one question: did your lumps go down? They did. No medical claims at all. I was like, what? I went home
Mm.
because I was burrowed over. I couldn't hardly work. My stomach was hurting in knots.
Mm.
And I went back home. My skin was dark. I was dark. You see how light I am. I was dark. My supervisor told me, I said, I need to go home. I'm not feeling good. He said, you need to go. And I went back to work the next day. He said, no, he said, I'm not being funny. He said, but you just don't look good. So I went to urgent care. He thought it was my appendix. And
Mm.
I was like, nah. I said, I went home. I laid down. I wasn't feeling good, but I still went to that event. And that event changed my life because I got back on the products that same day, even though I was hurting. I thought about it. I said, wow, Gary, if you think about what we eat before we start detoxing, what we drink before we start detoxing, before you put something in that's going to push the toxins out of your body, something that's going to
Yep.
change your DNA, that's going to help work with your structure in your DNA, that's going to take the bad out and leave the good in. We don't think about that, right? We
Exactly.
got these products that do that. And so I said, that's what they're doing. They're pushing all the bad out wherever it can come out from. I had a rash. I was that size. I had another one on my ankle, exact same kind of rash. And I was like, okay, what's in my body? I didn't know what was in my body, but it was pushing it out. When I tell you pushed it out and I lost 23 pounds, I was like, whoa, okay.
Oh, yeah.
And I
Yeah.
didn't even pay attention to me losing weight. I was just saying, I know I started feeling better. And I sat there, Gary. I was like, oh, I got to get to the bathroom. I got to get to the bathroom. I said, I just got to work. My supervisor's going to be mad. I said, I got to go. I said, I drunk that tea. I got to go. And so my team leader came over. I said, I know you got to get the line together, but I got to go. He came. I ran upstairs, went to the bathroom, got up. I said, okay, I'm good. I had to sit back down. I said, whoa, okay, something wrong because I shouldn't be going like this. But if you
Mhm.
that backed up, you should be going like that.
Yeah.
So I went to the bathroom. I come on down. I said, okay. Later on, Gary, I said, before I go, it was break time. I said, before I go on break, let me just try to use the bathroom. I had my containers in my hand. I had stuff in my hand. I said, dang it. I can't. I always hold the rails because my knees were hurt that bad. I said, okay, you got to try this. Don't fall. I got to tell myself, don't fall. I got to the stairs and I started jogging up. I realized I had no pain. I hadn't even paid attention.
Not,
I had no
not
pain in my
walking.
knees. I went back down the steps And I ran back up the stairs, did a video going up the steps. I said, I don't have no pain. So I was just over the moon excited because guess what it was? I just did my products. I flushed my body out and I did my
Yes,
products. And I began to tell my story behind there. And then there was so many people that wanted products because they heard my story. And I just kept reaching and I kept reaching and I kept reaching. And I kept giving. I would give out samples. I would give out free bags. You know, if somebody, oh, I don't have that
definitely,
much, can I get this? Yep, you can get that and you can still get this. You know, because
definitely.
sometimes we have to give out what they need in order for them to get what they need, if that makes sense. Because a lot of times you're afraid to lose out on some money when somebody's in desperate need of their health. And total life
Exactly.
changes is about changing your health. So that is my big story. And actually, when I got done, I was 65 pounds down.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. But yeah, on that, when you telling that story, I was waiting on the part for you to bring it back around because when you said like you started having the rashes and stuff, and I already clicked, I'm like, oh yeah, it's pushing all them toxins out. I was waiting on you to say it, and
Yeah.
I hadn't heard the story, but I know what these products do, so I already knew that it was gonna come around like that because I mean, it's just what's inside is will a lot of times manifest on the outside. They say
Right.
you are what you eat for a reason. You really are
Right.
what you eat.
We are, right?
Yeah. So being that you years of eating whatever and drinking whatever and just taking in whatever out the air, and you start pushing this stuff out.
Right.
I mean, it's gonna come out whichever way it can.
Exactly.
Period. That's
Exactly.
one good thing about these products. That's one thing that I love. That's like the products got me in. So I was one of them people like you that had a stack of products that was on the shelf because I'm like okay.
I got
but
in for the money, right?
but once I started using the products,
Yes.
oh yeah, I've been talking about them ever since because like I said, I know what they do for me. I'm one of them
Hmm.
skeptical people. If it don't work for me, I ain't gonna tell nobody about it. I'm not gonna tell you to buy it. I'm not gonna tell you it exists.
That is me all the way.
That's what I like about it. That's why you say you got to be a product of the product. You have to
Yeah.
because the more you feel these products, the more you want to talk about them, and
Right.
the better you are at being able to talk about them. Because all you got to do is tell them what they did for you. You ain't got to go through all the ingredients
That's
and
it.
all that. Just got to tell them what they did for you, and that's what it's all
Exactly.
about. 65 pounds down.
I put some on back on. I gotta be honest. I fell. I fell twice. I fell once at work before I retired,
Mm,
and I fell once here. Matter of fact, upstairs in my kids' room. And lately, my nerve had flared up, and it's actually affected my legs. So when I walk, I can't walk far.
oh,
But I was walking last year. Last year, close to the end of the summer, it went out. I was walking 3 to 4 miles a day, every day,
okay.
and because I said, I haven't did any exercise. I did high school. I was always in something. And then I got out and, into the real world. It was work, work, work. And then you have kids. It's work, really work, work, work.
Yes.
And then I was like, you know what? You still got to work on you. So I started working out with my mom. Then she ended up moving to Grand Rapids before she left Flint. And I was like, that's my workout partner. But it was a mental thing. It's something you have to do for you. People say, well, I can't because of you, or I can't because of them. No, you can't because of you. And a lot of
Nugget.
us do. Then when people do have issues, yeah, that's understandable. But we have to still work around them. And like I said, it's up here first. Because when this leg went out, it was like I wasn't doing anything. And I still don't do a lot because I'll start and it flares up so bad, I hurt that bad. And I'm like,
Mm,
so let me sit back down. Let me not do anything. People say you can do chair exercises. When you have a sciatic nerve damage that is so damaged, and I want people to understand this, because I've been to the doctors, I've been poked and prodded, I have had surgeries, and it was supposed to take care of the issue, and it didn't. It doesn't always work for everybody. I prayed on it, and God has relieved the pain. Because I was like, God, I fasted. I had to go on a fast, and I was like, you know what? I don't know what else to do. I thought I gave it to you, God, but I guess I didn't.
Mm.
So I apologize. We have to apologize to God when we trying to do it on our own. But
Yes.
when you're in that much pain and people don't understand how much pain sciatic nerve is, you think it's just a pull muscle. Oh, they okay. They can go back to work, or they can do this, they can do that. You cannot. I'm just want to let people know that sciatic nerve, when it gets to chronic pain, it is hard to get rid of. And they say
Yeah.
lose the weight. Yeah, the weight that wasn't the cause of it. I wasn't that as big as I had gotten before I, damaged it. I didn't get it. I didn't gain the weight until I started taking the medication, the prednisone, and different stuff like that. And at one point in my life, the therapist said, "You're not going to be able to walk soon." I was like, no, I don't claim that. He said, "You have no back muscles. So if you don't have back muscles, you have no leg muscles." And it was hard, and it's still, I can get up off the floor after I do my prayers, but before I couldn't get on the floor and get up. I had to have help.
Mm.
People had to help me up. And
Gotcha.
it was like, why am I going through this? Why is this? And why not you? Because somebody needs to tell that story. And because so many people judge you, oh, you just overweight, or you just don't exercise, or you just this, you just that. And I'm telling you, stop listening to all that, guys. Just don't. You only know when you're in pain. My daughter-in-law, I call her my daughter-in-law. I just call her my daughter. But she send me all kind of videos. Mama, try this, do the yoga, do this, stretch. You got to do this. And I heard my son just, Mama, you got to try this. You can't just sit there and do this. Yeah. And right now, why is she going through that?
Oh wow.
I said, now you understand. She said, I don't know. It just came out of nowhere. And she said, flares, it used to flare ups here and there. She said, but she couldn't move. She couldn't do anything.
Mm.
I said, so I gave up my room. So I'm up and down the stairs. And guess what? My knees don't hurt though, because guess what I do? I do my products. But it just showed, I said, now I'm able to really tell you what I went through, because
Yes.
now you feel it. And it's the feeling. People don't understand that feeling when you're hurting that much. There's no excuse, because I can still do my products. I can still eat healthy. And we always cook in here, and we don't. I still eat, ice cream here and there, and pizza here and there. So I never fake it. I never lie to people. Say, oh nope, I eat this, I eat that. That's not me. I'm not going to tell you that, and I don't do that. Even when I was walking, I ate my salads. I drank my water. I would eat, my rice and my chicken. I always, we bake chicken most of the time. We very seldom eat out. We very seldom even get pizza. But if we do, you do. Don't be ashamed to say you do that. Because when you
Exactly.
start doing that, guess what you're doing? You're telling yourself, okay, I can't let nobody see me this. I gotta wait till I get here. And that is what I was doing. I said, I gotta wait till I lose some weight. I gotta wait till I do this. No, be you and still do your products. Still be a testimony to
Exactly.
testimony. Be a testimony of your products. Say, I do my products. Here's where I'm at. Be truthful. Because so many people have walked away from TLC because there was a lot of people that wasn't truthful.
Yeah.
And they're coming back now because people are being honest. I've always been honest and transparent. I don't know how to be nothing else. This is just me. So
Yes.
that's my story. And like I said, I still have some weight, a lot of weight to go, because I put on some of it back on, because I fell again. And now I've had this pain. And I was walking the dog the other day, Sasha. I took her out to use the bathroom, and she kept pulling me. I said, Sasha, I don't know if I can go that far. Where you going? And she went up to the corner. Before I could get back home, my leg went out, and I would get ready to fall. That's how bad it would be. And I
Mm.
had to stop. I said, hold on. I had to stop her. And I was like, just wait a minute. And I have to literally hold my leg in place and then step with a limp.
Mm.
And, but guess what I still do? I still try it. So I
Yeah.
encourage you, once you find your zone through your pain, until your pain is gone, because I know I'm healed already. The pain still comes. But guess what? One day the pain won't be there. And I'll be able to do what I want to do. Because I already told God, I said, I need to get back up to my 3 miles and my 4 miles this summer.
Definitely.
because it
Really.
gave me joy to get out there, and I turned the 15 day challenge into 15-15. And they was like, why do you call it 15-15? I said, because we do the 15-day challenge, and then we turn around and do the 15-day challenge again, right? So I called
Yeah.
it 15-15. But I always gave them this, Gary. Find five small goals that you need to change. So if it's less sugar or no sugar, if it's taking your products, if it's exercising, because you're supposed to exercise with the 15-day challenge at least 30 minutes. If you got to do a 5 here, 10 here, do it. And write your 5 goals down, and so you can see them. Put them somewhere you can see them every day. Oh, these are my goals. After the 15 days, if you had hit all 5, awesome. But if you didn't take those, what you didn't hit, add it to the next 15 days. But you're doing it back to back to where now it's only in your mind for 15 days. And they said,
Yeah.
what? 15 days to change a habit. Every 15 days, if you do it every 15 days, it's in your mind. That's what you're thinking. Affirmations, I'm telling you, that is, Gary, and you said how God works in mysterious ways. Since I've fallen this last time and I'm having this issue, God has really, really, really been working on me mentally with my affirmations and making sure I read my scripture and making sure I know, making sure I understand where He's at and where I'm at. And and my pastor, she was on a Facebook Live and she said, "Is Delphine on here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm on here. What?" She said, "God said you already won." I was like, "Huh?" She was like, "You already won. I know you're going through a storm." He said, "You're going through a storm, but guess what? You already won in the storm." Most of us are going through a storm. We think we was going through this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. Why? Because when I tell you, Gary, I got here, my whole team stopped. My whole entire team just quit.
Mm,
I'm like, what happened to
mm,
everybody?
mm,
I'm helping them with their back office. I'm helping them if they need a order that week. I'm helping. I'm putting in the work. I'm doing it. I'm teaching. I'm doing Zooms. I have my own Zoom link. We're doing Zooms. We're doing everything. But they all of a sudden they just quit. I'm like, okay, God. So am I supposed to get out of TLC? Am I supposed to stay? So I said, I don't know. So I get started again. I said, I'm gonna just stay. I said, no, I'm gonna stay. I said, no. And I just kept back and forth. Pastor Bernadette told me when she called me that day, before I got off the phone, when she said, God just told me to tell you this is where you're supposed to be. She said, never let anybody take you out of TLC. This is where you're supposed to be. That's why I'm still here. Even if I hadn't sold a product in months, guess what? I'm still here. But
yes.
God
Yes.
wants me here because something's going to happen. I'm not
Mm,
sure when. And I'm not sure. I've had people say, I need you to come to my team. I need you to come to my team. I need you to come to my team. I said, well, I can't right now. I just can't just yet. And I'm not sure who's the team I'm going to go on. I can't yet because when Twilight Porters and them end up getting asked to step down, guess what? Those were my uplines. Nobody did anything else. I'm like, okay, where's everybody at? Did everybody get out because they were asked to leave? The majority of the people did. Guess what? I stayed because it was for
mm.
me to stay. I can't follow suit with what God has them doing. I have to follow suit what God has me doing. And He's really been working on me, structuring me. Leading me and guiding me. But He told me in the storm that I'm in, I'm coming out of it, but I've already won in it. So
Yes.
you have to remember when you're going through that storm, if you're taking products, if you're not taking products, if your team is working, your team's not working, you keep doing what God is telling you to do. That
Yes.
is the key nugget because guess what? You're winning in the storm. You don't feel like He's there. He's there. He's there with you and He's carrying you through the storm. And you've already won.
Storm is over. You've already won. I couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah. Hey, if y'all don't, yeah, now y'all see what I say. If you haven't heard the name or at least felt this queen, then yeah. If you've been around TLC, you felt something from Miss Delphine Hooker because this is her vibe. And I usually end this with leave the people with one last nugget before we go, but now I'm nervous to ask that question because all you've been doing is dropping nuggets.
Well, that, you know what? I've been told years ago, my auntie, before she passed, she said, your gift is helping. That's my gift God gave to me. And I was like, huh? And a lot of times we don't understand our gift.
Yes.
And I was watching Sunday Hustle. Coach Kai Blue was on there. And I said, this young man is really speaking to the young people, the younger generation, even though as older people needs the nuggets he's giving. But he was telling them to follow your passion, know your why, and know who you are, no matter what they say. Because at one point he wanted to end his life because of what people said about him.
Mm.
And he's like that, and he ended up God stepped in. God said, I got more for you. God has more for your plan for your life. But if you choose to veer off over here or veer off over there, guess what? You offer that path. That's when we struggle, and that's when the mind plays with us. And so
Yes.
I encourage any and everybody to follow your own passion. I got to say this before I get off. I met
Mm.
Coach Stormy that conference that I wasn't feeling good at. And I tried to speak to her. She just kind of looked at me, and I was like, really? I'm like, you're not above me. And that kind of deterred me from really pushing, more and more. And I was like, you know what? Who is she? And don't get me wrong. I love her to death. I love her to life. I don't say death. I love her to life.
Mhm.
But I still followed her. I didn't get off of following her. I didn't stop following her. I still followed her. And I wasn't even on her team. I always follow my team, but I always follow other leaders. So I always followed her. And I was on one of her lives when she talked about the stuff she was going through. This was a couple years after when I met her, and all the stuff and all the backstabbing, all the stuff she went through. And I got to let go and find God and find peace for myself. I know God, and I know what God has for me, and I got to find peace. And I had to let some people go. And I said, wow. And when they had the conference in Vegas, is when I had lost the 65 pounds. I got on stage because they called 10 people up. I got on stage and I gave them my story. And let me tell you how God works. And we got done, and we was all walking out, going upstairs to eat. And the elevator was packed. And she was on there. She grabbed my arm and pulled me in. She said, I need you on here. She said, awesome, sir, but be careful how we state things. I said, yeah, I know, all right. And I had to catch myself because I was talking about that Pro Z because that really worked for my nerves. I said, yep, you're right, you're right. And she said, but I'm so proud of you. Keep going, keep doing what you're doing. From the day I met her to the next day I met her, it was totally different stories.
Yes.
So you have to be careful about what somebody's going through when you first meet them because it's not always them. The emotions are there or
Yes.
not there. And so remember, don't put somebody down or don't think bad of somebody because you don't know their story. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know their
Mm.
testimony. You don't
Mm.
know that what they're coming out of or what they got to go into. And I tell people that all the time. When I meet people, when I bring them on my team, what are you going through? What are you doing? Let me know about you because I can't help you if you don't open up to me. I
Yes.
can only help you if you open up to me and talk to me. And when she came to me and when she grabbed me on the elevator and she gave me a hug, I said, now that's the lady I thought I would get to meet. And that's the lady I met. And I still follow her. Dr. Stormy Wellington, you are beautiful. She is loved. Like I say, she was never my coach, but she was still my coach because the things she said do, I did. I followed. I did a lot of things she said do.
Yes.
And that's what you have to remember. You have to remember, no matter where you get it from, if it's something that works for you, do it.
That uh, you got me speechless, and that don't happen very often. You got
So,
me speechless. That don't happen very often. But I mean, I'm a student of the game, and I know when to be quiet and let the teachers speak.
right.
And I've been doing this. Well, I've only been doing it 4.5 years, but I know when to shut my mouth and just let the teacher speak because it's a good chance they're gonna say something that's gonna touch me,
Mhm.
that's gonna be, get deep into me, and and so I'm just gonna let it go and just listen and take what I can from it,
Mhm.
and I mean that's what I was taught the first time when I first started. Listen, take what you need from it, and
And do the work.
apply what you need. Yeah. I'm just trying to apply it. But Miss Delphine, Delphine, it was definitely a blessing to have you on here tonight. I want to publicly thank you for giving us your time because I know you're busy. And I want to throw this out there. I almost forgot about it. Your brand, Dust Yourself Off.
Hmm.
I love that name.
Thank
I
you.
want
Um,
to tell you that.
it was another storm I went through when I got here. You know, when you move in with somebody, especially your kids, and you got to rely on them and stuff like that, and
Mm,
stuff is being said and stuff. You know, everybody's coming together. You got to figure out how to work together and live together. And I'm like, And I went through a storm. And I'm like, I can't stay here with my kids. I can't do this. And my kids know the story. And I was like, I started losing my hair on top. I couldn't have braids. I started losing my hair on top. It was so thin. My son said, Mom, your hair is, I can see your scalp. And
mm.
I
You
said,
know
okay.
what? You know what? You know what? Wait, I hate to do this to you. I hate to do this to you, but we gotta have a round two with Miss Delphine Hooker because I try not to let the podcast go over an hour,
Hmm.
and you've been dropping nugget after nugget after nugget, and I couldn't stop you, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got
Don't be
to because,
sorry.
like you
Look,
said.
I didn't even know what time it was. Yes. But my brand is dust yourself off. Get up and dust yourself off. Look in the mirror, tell yourself you're worth getting up. You're worth making that change. Because can't anybody make that change for you but you. So get up and make that change today. And if you need help, guess what? I put it in the book. It's in the journal on Instagram. On Amazon. It's time to free yourself.
Definitely, definitely. All right, Miss Delphine, thank you once again, and we will be doing a part two to this one. So, yeah, y'all, family out there watching, don't worry about it. She'll be back. But
Thank
I'm
you so much
gonna
for
close
having
it
me.
out. You are welcome. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off right
Oh,
then.
you're
But
fine.
okay, well, I'm gonna go on and put you back into the watch queue for a second and close it out. But like I say, we're gonna set up another day.
Awesome.
See you later. Yo, man, if I tell y'all, I did not want this one to end. I did not want this one to end. But that's, like I say, I don't do grind time live for me. I do it, and I don't call it the hottest new podcast gracing your screen because Mr. Grind Time on it. I do it because God has blessed me with some of the most amazing people that I've met. Some of the most amazing stories that need to be told, that need to be out there. So that's what Grind Time Live is all about. So then we're gonna bring this one to a conclusion. But like I said before, I appreciate you, Queen. She will be back. Like I always say, my bad, she got me good. Remember, God loves you. Peace out.